Um, but as far as B is concerned, again, it doesn't point out an ends. It just says take into account the social costs. It's like, okay, yep, these are the social costs, and I still don't give a fuck, so deal with it. C, providing resources, training, and actually, let me go back for a second. On that social cost thing, a lot of things are made with social cost consideration in mind, but usually, it's like that comfortable or no, what is it? Tolerable misery. And basically, the whole idea is how much can you take before you're going to get pissed off and do something. Um, so it's already social costs are already taken into account in all these decisions. Um, and even in Congress now, bills that get voted on, put in, whatnot, the social costs are taken into account. How much are my voters going to hate me for doing this? And sometimes and sometimes after looking at that, they don't care, you know, which is most of the time, but, whatever. Alright, C. Providing resources, training, and high quality education, including higher education, to all people of the United States with a focus on frontline and vulnerable communities, so that all the people of the United States guarantee wage and benefit parity for workers affected by the transition. Okay, so this goes into something I've talked about before. Oh, no, wait. Alright, I'm stupid. Okay, so with a focus on frontline and vulnerable communities so that all people in the United States may be full and equal participants in the Green New Deal mobilization. Alright, yeah. Anyways, this goes into it's something I was saying previously. With automation becoming more prevalent, and we're going to have to look at some kind of universal basic income system, but I think many people would agree that tying universal basic income, making it basically a government job, that you have to go and educate yourself or become educated in some manner. Um, and through that, hopefully, we can find more solutions, find better green technologies, and so forth. Find more efficient use of technologies. Um, and one thing too, somebody brought up last week or so that we. Well, basically, let me put it this way. I think it would be a good idea to look at the patent system, because we have a lot of stifled technologies that get patented and then never produced. And these are technologies that can produce more fuel efficient cars and safer, cleaner equipment. But somebody takes a patent out on it and doesn't make it, and then we never see it. You saw it with Bayer buying out that company for the TENS unit, so that they could sell their thing. I mean, and this is the reason why cannabis is illegal, so that all these pharmaceutical companies can sell their painkillers and prevent you from growing one in your own backyard. All right. D. Making public investments in the research and development of new, clean, and renewable energies and technologies and industries. Yeah, that goes on what I was just talking about. E. Direct investments to spur economic development, deepen and diversify industry and business in local and regional economies, and build wealth and community ownership while prioritizing high-quality job creation and economic, social, and environmental benefits in frontline and vulnerable communities and deindustrialized communities that may otherwise struggle with the transition away from greenhouse gas intensive industries. Okay. Okay. Nothing really new. It sounds okay. And one thing I want to point: diversify industry and business. So, like, we look at our economy. I'll probably want to discuss it more later on, but we look at our economy, and the bad thing about a monopoly is, besides one person taking everybody's money, but it becomes a of single point of access amongst the transmission of resources, which, or in other words, creates a bottleneck. So if you want something, you have to go through this one point. There has to be a transaction at this one point. So, and that's why, and that creates all kinds of problems for our economy. Yeah. Well, really any economy. Effectively off. F. Ensuring the use of democratic and participatory processes that are inclusive of and led by frontline and vulnerable communities and workers to plan, implement, and administer the Green New Deal mobilization at the local level. Yeah, well, it would be nice if we had a little more democracy in this country than we currently have. Just saying. Ensuring that the Green New Deal mobilization creates high-quality union jobs that pay prevailing wages, hires local workers, offers training and advancement opportunities, and guarantees benefit parity for workers affected by the transition. Okay. Although we shouldn't need union jobs, but unions are good to have. Well, they're good and bad to have. They're bad in a way that, if you have a bad union, it can really screw you over. But they're good in that if you have a good, you're probably going to get screwed over by your job anyways, especially if you work in a large corporation. So, it's easier for you to change your union than it is to change your job, usually. Well, I think it's depending. I have to think about that one for a while. Well, I guess I should clarify. So the point I'm making is, you're more likely. So you work for a corporation. They're never going to give more of a shit about you than they have to. They have to. I mean, that's how corporations become corporations in the first place. It's fuck you. I want to make money. But the whole purpose of a union is to make sure that you have your rights, provide the legal counsel to fight for your rights, and to make sure that your rights aren't being abandoned or abused in the workplace. So I'll take even a bad union over no union any day of the week. H. Guaranteeing a job with a family-sustaining wage, adequate family and medical leave, paid vacations, and retirement security to all peoples of the United States. Okay. Yes. And again, it goes what I said before. There's no reason why somebody shouldn't be able to work at some fast food restaurant or some clothing store or, whatever job that operates on a full-time basis and not be able to support themselves and at least one other person. Strengthening and protecting the rights of all workers to organize, unionize, and collectively bargain free of coercion, intimidation, and harassment. Yes. And realistically, all people. Fucking Black Reagan helped militarize the police, and oh yeah, let's not even forget what's going on in France right now with the fucking bullshit that the Macron government is doing to the protesters. J. Strengthening and enforcing labor, workplace health and safety, anti-discrimination, and wage and hour standards across all employment industries and sectors. Yes. So, and this gets into, federal minimum wage. So, one thing about federal minimum wage, the problem with federal, just saying, like making like $15 an hour, the federal minimum wage, is that a dollar is not worth the same amount in every part of the country. I mean, the United States covers a large geographical area, and even within certain states, the value of a dollar can change dramatically. So if we're going to do new or more efficient minimum wage, a federal minimum wage law, I would say something, okay, well, then the federal minimum wage has to be, say, like 2.3 times, the person receiving the wage has to net 2.3 times the cost of rent within like a 5-mile radius of where their work is, where their job is. And this way it can follow the economic trends of the country, and so the people are actually getting a livable wage everywhere. Okay, enacting and enforcing trade rules, procurement standards, and border adjustments with strong labor and environmental protections. 1, to stop the transfer of jobs and pollutions overseas. 2, to grow domestic manufacturing in the United States. Yes, this, and things like NAFTA and this new fucking shit are the reason why our country, a big reason why people aren't losing jobs. It's not the immigrants coming here, it's the jobs going overseas.